The other day, I was reading an article about how parents are too focused on teaching their kids STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math skills. And in the process of doing so, they're neglecting to teach their kids the arts, like music, art, literature, and so on. I could unhelp but think of a story that I heard many years ago about a carpenter and his apprentice. The two of them were walking through a forest one day when they came across this huge oak tree. An old tree, a gnarled tree, a beautiful tree. And the carpenter turned to his apprentice and he said, "Do you know why this tree is so tall and so huge and so gnarled and so old and so beautiful?" The apprentice thought about it for a second and he looked back at the carpenter and he said, "No, why?" The carpenter said, "Because it's useless. If this tree had been useful, it would have been chopped down long ago and made into tables and chairs and houses. But because it's useless, it's allowed to grow so tall and so wide and so beautiful that you can sit in its shade and relax." It got me thinking about all the pressure we put on ourselves and our kids to be useful, to be productive, to be successful, to make money, to climb the corporate ladder, to do all these things that society tells us we should do. And in the process, we often forget to just stop and smell the roses, to relax, to enjoy the journey. You know, when I was a kid, I remember always being told by my parents and by my teachers, "You can be anything you want to be when you grow up. You can set any goals you want. The world is your oyster." But I also remember sitting in high school classes listening to my teachers talk about how we were all gone. Be working until we were 65 or older, that our jobs would take up most of our waking hours, that we should pick a career that we liked. But we should also pick something that paid well because we didn't want to be poor, right? So I started thinking, wait a minute. If I spend all my time at work and then I come home and I'm exhausted, then what kind of life am I living? Is this really what I want? Of course, I decided to go to college and pursue a career. I wanted to get a good job and make good money and all that stuff. But I also decided that I wasn't going to let my job consume my life. I wanted to make sure that I had time for the other important things in life, like my family and friends and hobbies and passions. So I guess what I'm trying to say is this. It's okay to be ambitious. It's okay to want to achieve great things. But don't forget to plant some useless trees in your life. Don't forget to take time to relax and enjoy the journey. Because if you're too busy working and hustling and grinding, you might miss out on the beauty of life. You might miss out on the chance to sit in the shade of the useless tree and just relax. So what are you waiting for? Go outside, find your useless tree, and take a break. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.